Good morning, everybody. Today is March 10th. It's weigh-in Friday, which you see my weigh-in video. You know I've lost pretty good. Really happy about that. I stuck with the diet, or the plan. I hate saying the word diet. Very good, and I continue on doing it this week. Having a no-count day today. If I have any kind of cravings or anything, this is when you get rid of them. I do notice the more I stick with the plan, the more when the Fridays come, I have to really think, what is it I want? Because a lot of times it's nothing. A lot of times I'm still eating something healthy. You know, like if I went to Chipotle's today, here's an example. If I went to Chipotle's today, which I don't think I am, but I'm just saying, I would get the guacamole and the sour cream and the cheese. Because I don't normally get those things. Because it'll make it be 30 points. And, but I would on a Friday, you know. I may even skip the cheese, because sometimes the cheese, you have the other stuff, you don't even need the cheese. So, you know, I might have stopped, you know, done that. You know, if somebody, had a little piece of cake or something, I might have, you know, but during the week, no. Those things I cannot have. And I'm okay with that. Because if there's something I really want, I know Friday I can have it. It's like today, what I'm kind of wanting is a nice hamburger. A nice, big, beef, juicy hamburger. And I thought, oh, I'll go to Smiley's today. And I'm thinking, as I'm thinking about it, it's Bike Week. Smiley's is a bar that also sells food down here at the end of on the road here. And during Bike Week, they don't have the kitchen open. Because they have they barbecue, they smoke stuff, and they sell it out there. And plus, they have vendors. They're everywhere. And, yeah, so, what are you going to do? So, anyway, I may get one, but I don't know where. But I wanted a Smiley's burger. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Burger King. I don't want McDonald's. I wanted a Smiley. I'm not willing to settle for a McDonald's. There is a couple other places. You know, Hooligans. Maybe I can get it from Hooligans. And I've been craving onion rings, which might make my own today. Maybe get a burger from Hooligans and make my own onion rings. Because I saw them that day at Cheddar's when I went out to my daughter, and they've been sticking in my head. So I will be having onion rings today, whether I make them myself or I buy them. But see, I'm getting that craving out, and I waited. You have to kind of discipline yourself. If you can't, you have to do what you can do. Some people can't. Some people can't start having a free day. It would just carry on to the next day, to the next day. That used to be me. That used to be me. I used to have my free day on Friday, and then the next thing you know, by the weekend's over, I used all my weeklies. And then I'm struggling the rest of the week. And I'm not doing that good. As far as losing the weight as fast as I would like to. So, I knew I had to do something different. And that's why doing it with the Simply Filling and doing it this way, it works really good for me. So, you know, I'm just going to go with that, and I'm just going to keep plugging along. I am going to make some, I don't have my list here. I am going to make some kind of muffins, oatmeal muffin. There's an oatmeal cookie that's 0 points on Simply Filling. I might experiment with that stuff today to get some ready for the week. Because I thought, you know, I've been kind of wanting a muffin in the morning, like a muffin and a hard-boiled egg. You know, I've been kind of wanting that muffin. So I'm going to try to make something to satisfy that urge. So you got to keep up on it. You got to keep up on your little urges. You got to keep one step ahead. That's what I found. And believe me, is it always going to be this simple? No. Am I going to have days? There goes that light again. I'm telling you, it only happens this time of the morning. No other time that I can, yeah, no. And it's only one. There's 2 lights up there, and it's only one doing it. Yes, it could be the light bulb, but why would it only do it in the morning? And both those light bulbs were put in at the same time. I don't know. It's kind of funny. But I don't know. It don't bother me. Yeah, so I'm going to plug along today. Saturday, I'm hoping to go to St. Augustine. That will give me some good walking. That's a lot of walking. So, and it's going to be warm, so I'm going to probably have my hair up on top of my head. Probably won't even straighten my hair because it looks better up on my head curly than it does straightened. So I probably won't even do that today. So I'll probably just wear it on top of my head. Short sleeves, shorts, tennis shoes. And I'm going to see if I can find one of those little bottles with the fan. I used to have one, but I don't know where it's at. Get a new one. And that does help. And we're not in the heat of the summer. And we're not in the heat of the summer, so it shouldn't be too bad. And we'll go have lunch. And maybe she said, maybe we'll stay long enough. We'll have dinner. But anyway, who knows? But I will definitely bring you along and show you the sights. And also there'll be some bike weekend going on. I'll show you some of that too tomorrow. So tomorrow should be a pretty adventurous day. Which I do. I need to get up and get out of the house. Today I want to do, like I said, I want to make those oatmeal muffin cookies. I don't know. There's a few things there I want to try. And I am going to start setting up in here to start my excuse me, I'm tired. See, I've just got up and I'm already yawning. This is not normal. That's why I think I got bags under my eyes, because I do have bags. I notice I've been trying to do these things with these bags, but I think once I start getting some sleep, maybe these bags will go away. Because I got bags under my eyes. And this is a scar. If you can see it, it's on this side. This is a scar. I got in a car accident when I was in my 30s. Didn't have a seatbelt on. I was a passenger, hit the dashboard, passed out, woke up in the hospital, getting my face stitched. Yeah, it was right before Christmas, day before Christmas, and what's even freakier about that, the car that it happened in was my grandmother's car, okay? My grandmother had gotten in an accident with it Christmas Eve, okay? That's when I think she gave up her license. Okay. Then my mom was using it. No. The first time. Okay, this is really a crazy story. You gotta listen to this. The first time it happened Christmas Eve. This is no lie. I swear on my daughter's life, this is not a lie. Because it sounds so far-fetched. Somebody told me, it's like, okay, but this is the God's honest truth. My mom was driving my grandmother's car. They went to Scotty's. It was a hardware. This is back in the early 80s. When it was a hardware store. My grandmother loved that store. And my mom was taking her. And my mom was driving. And I don't know why, because my grandmother was driving at the time, but maybe they were just going together. My grandma says, you drive. They get out of Scotty's. They get into the car. My mom starts the car. And the car just, she said, I felt the gas pedal go, whoop. And it went right into a pole, into a light pole in the parking lot. Even my grandmother said it. Even my grandmother had said, if I wasn't with you, I wouldn't have believed this story. I wouldn't have believed it. They went in and told the guy, and they're like, don't worry about it. People hit him all the time. I guess they figured she was backing up. She goes, no, I hit the pole, and it went, boom, the light pole. So they went out there, and they said, don't worry about it. My grandmother's car came from up north, and she had the bumper guards on the back and the front. So there was no damage whatsoever to her car. Because she came from upstate New York, you know, and they have those, I guess, because of the snow. And anyway, so they go home. Years later, maybe a couple years later, I don't really know how long later, my grandmother gets in an accident with it day before Christmas. She pulled out, didn't see the car, spun her around, you know. She scared her so much she didn't want to drive anymore. She gave up her license. And I bought her car. So probably maybe a year, because my grandmother was gone by this time when the accident happened. My grandmother died in 94, and I probably bought the car in 93 from her. And I believe she died in October, so it had to be 95. Before I was pregnant, so it had to be the early part of 95, because I wasn't pregnant yet. I had gotten pregnant that year in October or July or something like that. I figured out. So it must have been the early part of. It was the end of 94. And we were coming home one night from some friend's house. It was Christmas Eve. It probably was a Christmas Eve party. And when you go, we're in the neighborhood. And I'm going down the road, and there's another road that comes here, but you have to stop, you know, and this, because there's houses and streets here. This car did not stop. We're going, you know, you're not going fast, you're only going 30 miles an hour. And it was probably about 10 o'clock at night, and the car didn't stop, and my husband swerved, and we hit a telephone pole in front of this people's house. I don't remember hitting the pole. I remember just waking up in the hospital with his uncle looking over me saying, "It's going to be okay. Everything's okay. You were in a car accident." I was like, so, yeah. And that was Christmas Eve. That was it with the car. Well, after that, the car wasn't... Actually, the engine was good. The front was kind of, because of the big metal bumper and the bumper guards, they were, it was like kind of caved in a little bit, but the engine and the radiator was bad. But the engine, my husband had it checked out. We didn't crack the block or nothing, and we ended up selling the car for, I think, $500, and we wanted the engine for it or something. But that car, 3 times, that car was bad luck. After that, it was like, forget this. One time, I was going over to pick up somebody over on Beachside, and I'm coming up. There's a light at the bridge, at the bottom of the bridge, and the light was green. I'm the first one there. The light's green, but there's an ambulance coming down the bridge, and he has his blinker on because he's going to turn this way, and I'm wanting to go this way. So I stopped. Boom, boom, boom behind me. And I just went, this is this big old, it was an Oldsmobile. Okay? It was an Oldsmobile. Big old thing. I think it was a 79 Oldsmobile or 78 Oldsmobile. And it was a big old thing. And I was like, what the heck? And I look back, and there's steam coming out of the car. And I'm like, they get out of the car yelling at me, "Why did you stop?" Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, there's an ambulance. You're supposed to stop. They're freaking out. Acting like, and I'm thinking, oh, but, and I have a baseball bat in my car. I said, if I got to pull out this baseball bat and start beating these broads in the head, this is what I'm going to have to do, because I didn't do a damn thing wrong. And I kept saying, let's, you know, right around the corner was where City Hall was, and there's a spot to pull in. I said, we're not moving. Oh, I said, whatever. I'm sure the people in the car, they didn't really know each other. They had kids, they had little kids. You know, you're the one that didn't fall in too close. You're not watching the road. And they're all hugging each other, you know, and then they're just glaring at me, and they're saying nasty things, and I'm like, you know what? I'm fixing to bop some people out of it. I feel like that walking tall thing. I'll go out there and start beating crap up. Oh, I was getting madder. Finally, the cop comes. There's a motorcycle cop. He comes. And the first thing he says is, let's move our stuff over here. They're movable. Let's move them over here. I said, I tried to tell him that, but they're being ridiculous. So they're all lined up. He comes over and he gets everybody's license, registration. He talks to me, and he said, because I was the front one, he said, why did you stop? I said, because there was an ambulance coming down the hill off the bridge and was going to turn this way. That's why I stopped. Well, he went and radioed in to see if there was at that time, and there was. He handed me back my license and my registration and my insurance and told me to have a nice day. And I said, thank you. And I looked over there at them, and that one bra was saying, you can't let her. And the cop says, you want me to arrest you? Get back over there. And I know, I did what I was supposed to. Didn't have, he says, if he did ask me, he says, is there any damage to the back of your car? I said, there's not even a scratch. I said, these are bumper guards. He says, if you don't want to make a claim or anything, you can go. I said, no, there's nothing wrong. And I went on my way, picked up my friend, and came back. Oh my God, I was like, these people are nuts. And these are people that, they know it's their fault, but don't give a shit, you know? They're going to terrorize you anyway. See, I'm the type of person, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I'm very fair. I try to be fair. Even you have to put your feelings aside sometimes and say, you know, this is what I like, but you know, you have to take the whole picture in. And that's the way I've always been. And, you know, and believe me, that's why I carry a baseball bat. I live in Florida where where we breed the wackos. They come from everywhere. Every wacko from every state comes here. That's why I'm moving up north, because all the wackos are here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end my vlog because it's getting a little busy here. Or not ending my vlog, but my morning little spiel. Yeah, so I will see you today, and I will show you everything I eat. I think I'm going to have bacon and eggs for breakfast. Yeah, I think so. And then I'm going to have a hamburger for lunch. And see, I like to plan what I'm eating. And then for tonight, we're going to have chicken in the air fryer, breaded chicken breast in the air, or chicken tenders, you know, the tenders you buy, in the air fryer. And I'm going to make a cauliflower bake because I got the bacon. And I don't know, maybe something else with it. I'm not going to have any starch because I've been eating enough of that today. We're not counting points. So probably another vegetable of some sort, maybe a salad. I don't know, something. I don't think my husband's going to be here, so it'll be quick and easy. I don't have to, I could just have the two things, and me and my mom would be just fine. It's so funny though, because you know how, I got to tell you this one more story. It's so cute. You know how when I was growing up, I can only speak from my experiences, but you might be able to relate. When we were growing up, you always had a meat, a protein, a vegetable, and a starch. So, you know, when I had my family and cooking, you know, that was always those things. And I would also went through a time where we'd always have two vegetables and a meat. And my daughter was fine with that. As long as you had three things. One time I made, I don't know what it was, like chicken, maybe a chicken and a little side salad, or a chicken and maybe green beans. And she sits down and she goes, "We're only having two things?" I cracked up. It was so cute. She says, "We're only having two things." She, you know, she is used to having the three. She didn't care if they were all vegetables, all meat, but there needed to be three things. It was so funny. She's my baby sweetie. She wanted to be the tooth fairy when she grew up. I love that story. Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up, Alex? I'm going to be the tooth fairy. Love that story. But anyway, I'm going to go. And you'll have a great Friday. And I will see you all later. Okay, it's going on 12 o'clock. And I'm having my hamburger from Piranha's. It's called a Cowboy. It's got bacon, cheese, and onions on it. And then some onion rings. I didn't have breakfast, so this will do me, I'm sure, till dinner. And dinner will be sensible. Okay, it's going on 6 o'clock, and I had every intentions of cooking dinner tonight, but I just didn't feel like it. So we ordered pizza and salad out. I got some chicken soup. I got a salad, a chef salad, and I got the 2 pieces of pizza. And that's what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I had nothing but that hamburger and onion rings today, and I gave most of the onion rings to my dog because they weren't that great. I want crunchy ones. But, yeah. So, this is what I'm having, and this will probably do me for the night. But I'll be back to let you know, and this is my free Friday, so I guess I'm going to go with it. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.